Just like this candle lights up the room, you can brighten your career with prompt engineering. Recently, Google has invested $300 million on artificial intelligence, and they started hiring prompt engineers offering $300,000 per year. If you take a look at their job description, you'll notice that you don't have to be a computer engineer or a programmer to apply for this. The only thing that you need to know is how to better prompt different AI tools to bring out desired outcomes. Thousands of other tech companies has also started hiring prompt engineers. Be sure that the hype for this particular role is real and it will persist in the upcoming years. Whether we are freelancers, marketers, entrepreneurs, students, copywriters, we must know better prompting to be many times more productive. Otherwise, we will become obsolete very soon. In my agency, we use ChatGPT and the other AI tools on a regular basis to produce sales copies, ad copies, blog posts, website contents, and whatnot. In this video, I've come up with the 5 most effective ChatGPT frameworks based on my 18 months of ChatGPT experience, along with the learnings that I got from YouTube and Udemy. So before we start exploring the frameworks, at first we need to take a look at the 5 core elements of an effective prompt. The first element is clear and concise input. Most of the time, we feed ambiguous prompt to ChatGPT, and that's why we end up having shitty responses from ChatGPT. So let's go to ChatGPT and see how does a clear and concise input looks like versus an unclear input. I'm on ChatGPT, and as you can see, I've written here, given example of clear and concise prompt versus ambiguous prompt. So here is an example of ambiguous prompt. Let's take a look at this one first. Write a blog post about SaaS and dropshipping. As you can see, it's very concise, but it's not clear. It doesn't have a right amount of context. Versus if we take a look at the clear and concise prompt, write a 200-word blog post about the benefits of using SaaS tool for finding winning dropshipping products, targeting entrepreneurs and dropshippers. We have clearly defined that we need a 200-word blog post, and it is based on the SaaS tool for finding winning dropshipping products, and our target audience would be entrepreneurs and dropshippers. So this is the difference between clear and concise input versus an unclear input to ChatGPT. The next element is assigning a persona. It's very interesting. ChatGPT is a large language model, and it can act as a doctor, as a lawyer, as a marketer, and whatnot. So whenever you prompt ChatGPT, just make sure that you assign a persona so that you can expect a better outcome from ChatGPT. The third and the most crucial element is the context. Most of the time, we skip this part while prompting on ChatGPT. The more context you put in your prompt, the better outcome you can expect from ChatGPT. So let's take an example. Think of Apple versus Xiaomi. Do you think that these two particular brands have same type of target audience, same type of culture, same type of tone and voice? No, it's not. So when you are writing an ad copy for Xiaomi's product, then you have to align with their tone and voice, their culture, their target audience, and the outcome or the result will be completely different from Apple. So whenever you're writing an email, sales copy, ad copy, blog post, or whatever it is, just try to provide more and more context in your prompt so that the outcome is more aligned with your vision. The fourth element is a specific task. So while prompting, make sure that the task that you're providing to ChatGPT is properly defined. Number 5 is refinement. Most of the time, people write down the prompt, and when ChatGPT comes up with an unusable response, they give up on tweaking their prompt. And that's the biggest mistake that most of the people do. Getting desired response from ChatGPT is like carving out a sculpture. You need to refine and tweak your existing prompt at least a few times to get your desired outcome. Now, let's start exploring the 5 frameworks that we talked about in the beginning of the video that will change your prompting experience forever. The first framework that we have is prompt priming. Prompt priming refers to the practice of providing some initial input to the model before generating a response. You can input entire pieces of text you have written for ChatGPT to be trained on. Let me simplify this. Prompt priming is all about providing sufficient amount of context to ChatGPT. That's all. Now let's go to ChatGPT and see how prompt priming makes the difference. As you can see, this is a prompt that I've written on ChatGPT that doesn't have any sort of context. I've just write down a sales post for a leather jacket. So here's the response that we got from ChatGPT. The title says, "Premium leather jacket, like new." I think it got confused whether the jacket for sale is brand new or a used one. And then we have some description and key features like the material 100% genuine leather, condition like new, barely worn. So I think it's not what we probably are looking for. So of course, when you don't put the sufficient amount of context, this is what you're gonna get. But let me give you an example of a prompt that has sufficient amount of context. Torido is of course a hypothetical brand. Torido is a clothing brand operating in North Carolina. Torido has recently introduced specially designed leather jackets for the summer season. This jacket's target audience would be bikers and frequent travelers. Within a week, Torido sold 150 units already. Can you come up with a social media sales post for this new jacket? So as you can see in this prompt, I've clearly defined the context that I have for this brand Torido and the target audience and the core USP. Everything is there, most of the important ones. And now let's see what it came up with. New arrival, summer leather jacket for Torido. Sounds much better. Calling all bikers and travelers. Wow. Let's see what it has done with the descriptions. Breathable leather, stay cool and stylish even in the summer heat. Look at the output that it got. Lightweight design, durable quality, and already a hit. We have sold 150 units in just the first week. This sort of sentences, this sort of statements are really effective when you are crafting a sales copy. So ChatGPT also covered this. I really like this one. And then we have more key features. Okay, so I think it's pretty good. It's more aligned with what I am looking for. So this particular framework was a very basic one that suggests us to use more and more context in our prompts. The second framework that we have is ask before answer prompting. This is very interesting. This framework is a technique to guide ChatGPT to ask for clarification before giving an answer. If you are a lazy person like me, then you're gonna love it because you don't have to brainstorm how to write better prompts. Instead, you will ask ChatGPT to guide you towards better prompting. So let's look at this formula, what it says. You are an expert in the field of X industry. I'm going to ask you to complete some specific tasks, but before you answer, I want you to do the following. If you have any questions about my task or you are uncertain about delivering the best answer possible, always ask bullet point questions for clarification before generating your answer. Is that understood? And then the second part of this formula is, great, my question is this, your task is this. Please ask any questions you have so that I can improve my prompt before you complete your task. Now let's go to ChatGPT and see how it works. Here I've pasted the formula and in the field I put real estate sales and then ChatGPT responded that yes, it understood and it will ask more questions for clarifications. And then my second part of the formula, great, my question is, how can I increase real estate sales? Your task is to come up with a detailed sales strategy. Please ask any questions if you have so that I can improve my prompt. Now you can see a bunch of questions that we got from ChatGPT. What type of real estate are you focusing on? Residential, commercial, luxury, rental properties, or what? So before ChatGPT can come up with a sales strategy, it needs to understand which particular niche you're working on. So for the residential properties versus the commercial properties, the strategy will be different. Number 2, are you targeting a specific geographic area or market? Are you targeting a specific geographic area or market? So if you are targeting just a small radius versus an entire state, then the strategy will be completely different. So ChatGPT needs to understand what's your target market. What is your current sales volume and what is your target increase? Nice. Do you have an existing sales team? And if so, what is the size and structure? This one is extremely important. So for example, you have a couple of persons in your team to boost the sales of your real estate properties. Versus if you have a large team like 10 or 20 people working with you, then of course the strategy will be more sophisticated and different. So ChatGPT needs to understand this. So here ChatGPT has some more questions that it needs to understand before it can come up with a foolproof strategy. So now you can tweak your prompt with these details and then you will get a proper strategy. How awesome is that? The third framework is fill in the blank prompting. It's very close to the second framework, just a minor difference. So what's the formula? You are an expert at creating prompts that generate the most concise and resourceful responses. What additional bullet point details can I add to the following prompt to improve the output? My prompt is this. So let's go to ChatGPT and see how it works. So on ChatGPT, I've just pasted the formula that we had on the slide. Here I've asked ChatGPT, can you write an email for my email marketing campaign to promote my new podcast? And I've asked it what bullet points, additional bullet points I can add to this particular prompt to get better outcome. And these are the bullet points that ChatGPT suggests us to incorporate in our prompt. Audience description, specify who the email is targeting. Entrepreneurs, dropshippers, general podcast listeners, or what are the target audiences? And then podcast theme, describe the main topic or theme of the podcast. Unique selling point, highlight what makes your podcast unique or valuable to the audience. Awesome. And what call to action should you use? Tone and style. So these are the bullet points that we got from ChatGPT to improve our prompt. Now, what I've asked ChatGPT is, can you turn the bullet point suggestions in fill in the blank format so that I can fill them up with my preferences? Please add line breaks in the prompts. Also keep it simple, don't put any suggestions here. And here are the things. The email should be targeted at entrepreneurs. The podcast focuses on increasing sales. Highlight on this particular topics. So if I copy this and fill up those empty spaces with our relevant keywords and phrases, then the prompt will be more and more stronger and we'll get a better outcome from ChatGPT. So this is how it works. The fourth framework is reverse prompting. This particular framework is my favorite because it allows us to clone the style, tone and voice of any pieces of content. It could be a sales copy of your competitor, a viral social media post, or a script of your favorite YouTuber. In this method, we ask ChatGPT to come up with the prompt based on the given reference copy. This is basically opposite to how we use ChatGPT, but trust me, it's super effective and interesting. So here's the formula that I pasted from the slide to ChatGPT. You are a prompt engineering expert who is able to reverse engineer prompts based on the text that is provided to you. I am going to provide you with a sales copy. Be as specific as possible in providing a prompting suggestion based on the tone, style, syntax, language, and any other factors you consider relevant. And also make the prompts in a step-by-step bullet point format. Please reply with understood if that makes sense. So now you can see I've pasted a piece of copy here. I've taken this sales copy from Grant Cardone's social media profile. And as you know, that Grant Cardone is a very successful entrepreneur and marketer, and the offers that he make in his social media and other channels, they look really irresistible and it works really great. So I want to reverse engineer the process and get the prompt to produce this type of similar social media posts. Now let's see what type of prompt ChatGPT comes up with. So here are some descriptions. Step 1, define the purpose. And step 2, establish the tone and style. Step 3, identify the key elements, which could be offer, goal, audience, and call to action. Step 4, outline the structure. Attention-grabbing question or statement, introduction to the offer, social proof, encouragement, call to action. So if you want to learn how to create irresistible offer, this is a great way. And then most importantly, it came up with the actual prompt that we can use to produce this sort of similar sales copy. So in the next prompt, I pasted the exact response that I got from ChatGPT. And also I've defined that the goal is to teach participants how to build a profitable e-commerce business with $100 or less. And these are the things that I've pasted. And then I've mentioned that now prepare the content, don't just copy and paste, be creative in writing persuasive sales copy. And let's see what it came up with. Do you want to learn how to build a 5 million e-commerce business with $100 or less? I'm excited to invite you to a free workshop that will change your life. How powerful is that? Can you imagine? Imagine turning a small investment of $100 into a thriving e-commerce empire worth $5 million. This is not just a dream, it's reality. It's just great, it's super great. Of course, you can try this formula over and over again on multiple pieces of content, and you can replicate the tone and voice, syntax, style of your favorite brand, your author, YouTubers, and whatnot. So try it on your own and let me know in the comments below how it works. I'm sharing another formula of reverse prompting, as you can see in the screen. I will highly appreciate if you can try it on your own and see how it works. The only difference is that this one is based on step-by-step process. And as you know, that ChatGPT really loves when you prompt in step-by-step format. Number 5 is the RGC prompting. This framework presents a robust structure that can be applied universally to any input and intended output. So this is a very universal prompt, but very powerful one. And I would suggest if you already use ChatGPT for a while, then you should definitely try this. So let me simplify this formula. So in this formula, we have 5 elements: the role, result, goal, context, and constraint. So I've pasted the formula here, and as it says, you are an expert marketer and copywriter. So I have defined the role here. Now, I've mentioned that create 2 emails ending with a call to action. And then we mentioned create 2 emails ending with a call to action. So this is the result that I am seeking. The goal is to drive sales to my recent SaaS product that helps people find winning dropshipping products. So this is my goal. The emails are for my online audience of entrepreneurs or dropshippers. This is the context. The emails should be friendly and less than 200 words. So these are the constraints and limitations that we are setting here. So this is how you use this formula to get a better outcome. Let's see what it came up with. Unleash your dropshipping potential. And the subject is discover winning products with ease. I really like the subject. And then the email body, here's why you will love it. Get started now, there's a CTA. Don't miss out on this opportunity to skyrocket your sales and simplify your dropshipping journey. So ChatGPT has covered FOMO here as well, fear of missing out. If you don't know, then let me know, I can create another video on this, because the FOMO is a very powerful marketing principle that marketers use to drive sales or increase the sales volume. And we have another version, your shortcut to dropshipping success. I really like this. Boost your dropshipping sales today. I think these are great responses that we got from ChatGPT. So these are the 5 most effective frameworks that will help boost your productivity by many times. Mastering on prompt engineering is like learning how to play a guitar. The more you practice, the better you become at it. In my channel, I talk about AI, marketing, and entrepreneurship. So follow and subscribe to get future notifications, and don't forget to like and share this video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.